welcome to another edition of the Newspaper Review for today, for Thursday, 2026. I am Kende Afolabi. Here with me, I have the Punch newspaper and I have the Daily Trust newspaper for today. Over 600 people's teachers adopted despite 145 billion naira Safe Schools schemes. No fewer than 603 students and teachers have been kidnapped in several mass abductions across the schools in Nigeria between March 2024 and May 2026 under President Bola Tinubu as poor implementation of his 145 billion naira Safe Schools initiative expects people to arm attack. The repeated attack have raised questions over the effectiveness of the school safety program initiative introduced after the 2014 Chibok school case abductions, with stakeholders blaming weak implementation, lack of infrastructure, and poor security presence in many schools. The developments has triggered renewed concerns over the safety of learning environments across the country. A median tally of reported incidents across Kaduna, Sokoto, Kebbi, Niger, Kogi, Benue, and Oyo State show that the victims were abducted in coordinated schools protection and policies. The NUT president urged the government to fully embrace the Safe Schools initiative and collaborate with federal authorities to protect educational institutions nationwide. Over 600 people's teachers abducted despite 145 billion naira Safe Schools schemes. The footage of these stories inside the Punch paper today. Another story here with me in the Punch paper today. School abduction, Oyo Assembly rejects with bandits. The Oyo State House of Assembly on Wednesday rejected suggestions and called that the state government should negotiate with the bandits who abducted teachers and students during the coordinated attack at Awari Iseli in Orire local government area of the state on Friday, May 15, 2026. It, however, called for intensified rescue operation to secure the release of victims abducted during the attack. Also speaking, Babajide Gabriel called for far-reaching structural reforms of Nigeria's security architecture. Gabriel appealed to the governor to recruit more personnel into the Amotekun Corps to strengthen local security operations and condemn attempts by some individuals to politicize the insecurity situation from politicians' gains. He urged all stakeholders to approach the challenge collectively, stressing that insecurity had become a national concern requiring unified action. School abduction, Oyo Assembly rejects with bandits. The footage of these stories is inside the Punch paper today. Another story here with me in the Punch paper today is security. Senate rejects calls to add this military spending. A prayer seeking to add this spending by the Nigerian Armed Forces amid the increasing banditry, kidnapping, and insurgents ravaging the country fell on Wednesday on the floor of the Senate in Abuja. It came as Senator passed a motion condemning the recent abduction of 46 victims, including students, pupils, and teachers from the schools in Oyo State. However, the Senate rejected an additional prayer proposed by Senator Adams Oshiomhole, calling for an audit of armed forces spending over the years. The former Edo State governor went further to propose an additional prayer to add its military spending. It urged the federal government to intensify efforts to secure the release of the victims and to strengthen the safe school programs by being up security in all security across the country. Insecurity, Senate rejects calls to add its military spending. The full details of these stories is inside the Punch paper today. And before you come back to the second edition of this program, which is the Daily Trust newspaper, if you would like to listen to what we have in our studio, we'll be right back for the second edition of this program.
Discover the uniqueness in the entertainment industry. African Broadcasting Network, ABN, is now the pace setter in the industry. Do you want to advertise your product and services? Count on us. We will do it much more than your expectations. African Broadcasting Network, ABN, will deliver quick and prompt services. Our quality and clarity stands us out when it comes to delivering quality broadcasting. Our staffs are hardworking and versatile in the specific field of office. Our environment is so conducive and we are open to all. We also give advice on how to run your business profitably. African Broadcasting Network is situated at
9894 Business Street, Suite 875, Houston, Texas 77036.
Contact phone 2821-652-8396 and
832-490-8203.
Website www.abntvnetwork.com. ABN, celebrating Africans.
Welcome back, and I hope you listen to what we have on our studio. Now, before we go to the second edition of this program, which is the Daily Trust newspaper, if you'd like to watch us live and direct on us